We're back here at the Nest Homestead, and what are we gonna do today? Our weed tea. What's weed tea? It's actually an organic fertilizer that we're gonna use to feed our plants here on the homestead. Well, it looks like we're not on a homestead, you say? Well, the homestead is in our heart, in your hearts, in my wife's hearts. It's in BMO's heart. You don't know who BMO is? Why are you asking all these questions?
If you have questions, go back and watch some of our old videos. We've been documenting our homesteading journey.
All right, we're gonna get to the weed tea in a second, but first, let's go check on the homestead.
A few minutes later.
Ah, yes, the pride and joys of the homestead right here. We have our potatoes. Some of the leaves aren't doing too well. You can see that there's something going on here. However, most of the potato plant is doing really well. Before it was just like yay tall. Now, this bubba is huge. Look at that beautiful growth. It's golden hour on the homestead. Well, we got a couple of white flies. I shouldn't say a couple, maybe like a whole horde of white flies. Angela has been learning about how to deal with them, but if you guys have any suggestions in the comments, let us know. If you didn't watch the first part of the video, I'm gonna leave a link to it right up here so that way you can see our epic adventure of gathering different weeds for a general purpose fertilizer. We went out into the wild and we brought that little bucket right over there. See that bucket? It's filled with weeds. But let's take a gander in here. Note to self, like this stuff is potent. It's been sitting here for about a week, a little longer than a week. I just don't want to get it on my fingers. Oh shoot, it's got some mold growing on it, but that's okay. So yeah, it definitely looks like poop. It smells like poop too. Man, this stuff's potent. But yeah, we covered it with rainwater. And we chose rainwater because it's chlorine free. So now it's been a week, it's been fermenting, it's been decomposing, and it's been steeping in itself. But that's gonna be our general purpose fertilizer for our plants. We're gonna have to figure out what to do about our saplings here. I'm pretty sure our trees are dead. We have a whole bunch of bird seed that keeps falling out of the bird feeder and falling into the trees and starting to grow. If we had our own land, we would put the saplings in the ground and I think they would have been fine, but unfortunately, we had to put them in these terracotta pots and they ended up dying. I don't know if they'll ever come back alive, like an Evanescence song.
Wake me up inside. I can't wake me up and save me.
Let us know in the comments too if it's even possible to bring saplings back to life or if they're pretty much SOL. Hopefully in the future, this weed tea come in handy to help us keep our plants alive. What do we have here? We have a little BMO kibben. Oh my goodness. The most precious little being in this world is sleeping in her little hairy cribbins. And you can have your special friend right next to you. At least until we get you a nice little sibling. Oh, I saw how you were looking at that thing. You were not comfortable in the slightest. Boop. Oh, ain't she just a little bundle of joy and terror all at the same time? Alright, I'm gonna leave you to it. Do great things in this world, little BMO kibben. And sleep tight.
We're setting up the stage. For
you scared me.
Oh, sorry.
I went like this and I turned around, setting up the stage. It was like shock. I wasn't expecting you to be there.
I'm setting up the stage because tomorrow we are making
the fertilizer. We're making our weed tea and we're putting it into water. We have our potato plant, which Angela has been taking care diligently.
Freaking white flies eating them up. I don't know if any of y'all are having this same issue with white flies.
See the white flies on them.
They're crazy. They're ravenous. Look at what they did. Look at what they're doing.
But even despite the white flies and them being a little bit more ravenous this season, Angela has been diligently taking care of this potato plant and it still looks like it's thriving. Like, look at this growth. We'll see how many potatoes we get out of this harvest. But yeah, weed tea is just about ready and we're gonna teach you guys how to actually put this brewski into the water and what that ratio is gonna look like. It'll be a fun time, but we're gonna do that tomorrow morning because we have dinner cooking right now and we wanna sit down, relax, and enjoy some dinner.
All right, see y'all tomorrow.
Wanna show them what we're making really quick?
Never mind, let's show you guys what we're making. Some chicken legs seasoned with a buttload of different spices. We also have some noodles that Dakota here is making and preparing.
We gotta drain them and put some sauce on them because right now they're looking pretty naked.
But yeah, that's dinner for today.
Carbs and protein.
It's so good. We'll catch you tomorrow with our weed tea.
The next morning.
So we're gonna see what that weed tea looks like after a week and a half of waiting. And it's been brewing in the hot, hot weather. It's been like 90, almost 100 degrees with humidity. these last few days, so it's gonna be pretty strong. Let me break down the process of how we made this weed tea. Step 1, you get yourself some weeds. Now, we used a plant ID app to help us identify what are weeds, what aren't weeds, what are generally considered weeds, and we picked those weeds, put them in the bucket. Once you have enough weeds and it's full to the top, you're gonna wanna try to compress those weeds down, so that way you can fit more weeds in there. And then once you feel like you've gathered enough and you can't compress it anymore, you're going to mix it all around. You're actually gonna cut some of the weeds, you're gonna rip them apart, you're gonna bruise them a little bit, and that's actually gonna help start the activation process of the tea and get it kicked off. From there, you're gonna fill it with water, and you're gonna wanna completely submerge the weeds under the water. We just stuck the bucket out in the rain. Easy enough. So, after we've submerged them in water, we brought them back here, stuck the lid on them. You don't wanna completely close the lid, otherwise you're gonna have a big weed tea explosion. You wanna leave a little gap so that way gases can escape. And then you're gonna wait about a week, 2 weeks, depending on how strong you want your brew to be. It's been about a week and a half, so it's about time. And the longer you let it sit, the stronger the fertilizer is gonna be. The next part of the process, it's a week and a half later, maybe 2 weeks, it's stinky, it's ready to do its magic. You're gonna wanna add 1 part weed tea to 10 part water. So we have this little measuring cup, little doodad thing that I used for my mass gainer and protein shakes, because you know what we do out here at Homestead. We want to be beefcake daddies and muscle mommies, just like you guys out there. So we saved this just for today. We've had this in the pantry for about maybe a year, 2 years. I don't know. It's been a long time. We haven't used it. Today's the day. Let's get on out there and give it a try. You know, this is our little plot of land here at the homestead at the moment, but we're growing. We're getting there. We'll start with our first plants. Look at that little maggot. All right, so here on the homestead, we have a lot of dead plants. These are tree saplings, and unfortunately, they're dead.
Maybe what we could do here is put some flowers that are native to where we're located to get some pollinators up in this place. And the other idea would be saving probably like the bigger ones for some kind of vegetable or fruit. I gotta time out the seasons with it because we're still completely in the learning phase of like when to plant what thingies at what stage. So maybe that's what we're gonna do to repurpose these trees.
Next part of the process, we're to use our beefcake daddy measuring and our muscle mommy measurer, and we're gonna get some of the weed tea and put it in our water. First, we should stir up the brew and see how it is. Oh, I already smell it.
So I was describing this smell as like cow poop.
It makes sense because cows are eating a lot of the organic matter in plants, and this, it kind of looks like when it comes out, and it smells like cow poop. I got on my fingers and everything. We're gonna stir it up. We don't have a stirrer, so we're just gonna use this. We just won't use it for grilling anymore. Oh, Nelly.
This smells so good.
Look at this, prime brew. Kind of makes me want to have some canned spinach. So we're gonna mix the pot.
I'm sure if the homestead were bigger, this wouldn't be as stinky, but we're in such a small space.
Yeah, we don't really have some room here. Those little yellow pieces kind of look like corn, kind of like a bad toilet day.
It's like after you eat Chipotle and you ordered that corn sauce.
I have some of the extra corn and queso too. Okay, I've mixed it enough. We've stirred it up. We've activated it. Oh, that fly was like, I smell goodness. So now, let's get our 1 part weed tea and cover this puppy back up. Stirring it is important just so we can get anything that's settled to the bottom, get the most bang for our buck with the scoop that we're gonna take out.
Watch the minute that we use this for our plants, they die.
Going in with it. So 1 part weed tea. It's okay if you get a little bit of organic matter in there too. So next thing we're gonna do is take a big old shot of this. What's wrong? I can't do it. As I was doing that, I stuck my tongue out. I feel like I could taste like a fog.
The thickness.
There's a thickness in the air.
Surrounds this stinky thing.
Yeah, it's weird. Glad I didn't brush my teeth yet. So we're gonna pour it in there nice and casual like. And then we're gonna stir this up so that way we can get an even spread. Stir this up. So now this is our liquid fertilizer, and it's organic and everything. Or at least in theory it is. This is our first time trying it. And we're gonna use this to feed our plants. What if I just spilt this all right now?
I would cry.
Now that it's diluted, I think it tastes better now. I touch my lips. Oh, give me a kiss.
No, never. Never. You stinky.
I kind kind of like it. I feel healthier just sniffing it. Okay, I'm ready. So before actually pouring this into the potatoes, my wife was scared. She's like, what about all the hard work? We don't even know what we're doing. And I was like, that's a good point. We should do a little bit more research. We looked it up. We're doing everything correct at the moment, but it's good to note that this liquid fertilizer is going to be used on a case-by-case basis. Now, what, did you just wave at your reflection? What do I mean by case-by-case basis? Potatoes have different needs as far as fertilizer go, as like to maybe carrots or to a broccoli or to flowers or to trees even, right? So you're gonna wanna look up the general needs of the type of fruit, veggie, plant, flower, whatever you're trying to grow, right? So for potatoes, it said use a diluted fertilizer, 1 part wheat tea to 10 part water. And you could fertilize them once every 2 weeks. But if you wanna have like a more risk-averse or a safer feeding schedule, you could do like once a month. At the moment, since this is our first time trying it, we're just gonna do the once a month schedule because we don't wanna risk overfeeding these potatoes. Plus, they're in a smaller container. If they were in a garden bed or raised bed or something like that, you could do once every 2 weeks. But since they're in a grow bag at the moment, we're just gonna do the once a month feeding. All right, let's start to feed them. So when you're applying this fertilizer, you don't wanna just pour directly over the top. You wanna feed them at the base directly into soil.
Probably that should be fine, yeah.
I will try to give our dead tree some love, but I'm not holding out hope. So now we'll just give this a nice little rinse, fill it back up with water, and then if you wanted to do it and your garden looks a little differently, for potatoes, once every 2 weeks, we're just gonna come back next month and do the same thing over. This fertilizer, we will not keep for another month though. So we're gonna have to figure out what we're gonna do with this. It's gonna be so strong. We should do research on how long we could keep it, but if we wait a month later to use this, it's gonna be so powerful and strong. We're gonna dilute it. I mean, like we won't use that whole cup again, but we have way too much wheat tea now. So we would need to see if we could just pour it out.
I think we pour it out just because this is our experiment.
Next time we'll do this when we're on the homestead. We'll have more garden beds and space and land.
And experience.
We're
going back in.
All right, y'all, that's the end of the video. Thanks for tuning in. And if you want to watch our journey continue, be sure to subscribe and consider watching another video somewhere over here. See you in the next video. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Shout out to all you muscle mommies and beefcake daddies.
Got big dreams, just doing random things with my best friend.